How do you spread hope? From backyard to backyard to backyard. Growing our reach to keep kids happy and healthy everywhere. And we do mean everywhere. Welcome to our big backyard. First stop, Canfield.
Well, we found out that we were having quadruplets early on. We knew they would be premature, so we wanted to be able to find a facility that could care for them after birth. And when I did my research, I found Rainbow. I knew that that was the place we needed to be. The babies were born at about 2 pounds. So 2 pounds, 2 ounces to 2 pounds, 9 ounces. We had ultrasounds done on the babies and we found out that Gia had a rare condition called CPAM. And she has abnormal cell tissues on her lung. Gia was a year old when she had the lung surgery. Most parents would never imagine that they'd have to teach their child how to suck, swallow, and breathe at the same time from a bottle. I think the best way to describe the care we received at Rainbow is just compassion. There's just so many people. The woman from dietary would come up and sing to Leo because we couldn't be there. The other 3 babies were home and Leo was still in the NICU like a whole month later. And so it meant a lot to us that they took the time to spend with him and care for him. I think we're definitely very fortunate that Rainbow had expanded their NICU services over the years. We waited for them for 7 years. To have them now and the care that we received and to be able to have 4 babies is our dream. But yeah, okay.
Next stop, Fairlawn.
I was diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma in January of 2012. I was 17, my last semester of high school. So I underwent 6 months of chemotherapy and then radiation at Rainbow Babies in downtown Cleveland. I did 1 semester of college and then I relapsed on Christmas Eve of 2012 and actually continued treatments at Rainbow and had a bone marrow transplant in March of 2013.
It's a hard place to be when your 17-year-old, 16-year-old gets diagnosed. This was totally unexpected, and I hope nobody else has to ever go through that. Cece, which was her nurse, wow, she was a second mom. I didn't feel like I had to go with Jen because I knew Cece was there in my place. If she needed a hug, Cece gave her one. If she needed a shoulder to cry, Cece was there. Cece literally was a mother to Jen.
I was like really academically driven. They helped me make sure like I could still get to classes on time, helped me get to interviews even. The fact that they cared enough to like, hey, this is important to you, we're gonna find a way to make this happen for you really meant a lot to me.
Moving on to Cleveland.
I have problems with asthma and allergies, and my allergies are like seasonal, so they kind of go hand in hand. You know, like being a man, a young man, most of my friends like to go out and be active. So when I do go to the gym and work out, after that, it's like I have like a horrible problem with getting my asthma back. My asthma goes out of control. Sometimes I have to stay in the house and take like many epidural pumps constantly, and then if that doesn't work, then I go to my machine. I call it the asthma test, where I blow into the tube and they like measure my improvements over the air I blow and how I inhale. And luckily, I have improved now to where I'm at an every month stage. Like favorite doctors I got, you know, like Dr. Ross. She know I'm gonna make a joke when something serious going on, but she can kind of like understand me and like understand where I'm coming from. And she laughs, she goes along with it. Hopefully, you know, I have plans on working with Rainbow, you know what I'm saying, just because of what they have done for my life. And I don't know like what y'all giving them, but it's like a drink that they drinking that they got them so nice, you know. So I appreciate that.
Last stop, Medina.
So when he was born, I didn't think we were going to have a child that night. I thought we were going to just go to the hospital, come right back, like we did with Addie. And of course, things changed, and we had an emergency C-section, not knowing what was going on.
He was born severely anemic, so all they said, his red blood cells are very fragile, so they break apart easily. Just seeing him there for the first time, hooked up to all those machines, was extremely difficult. But he was more stabilized. I mean, somewhat, like they all said, he was very critically ill, but you know, the ECMO was seeming to be working and helping. Anytime we went down there, they just went out of their way to, you know, welcome us and love on us and, you know, just help us through those horrible days. So many times, like I would just lose it, you know, I'd just start crying, or they could just feel during rounds like I was just getting so sick. And then just the nurses, just as simple, like, you know, they just put their hand on my knee or hold my hand, and it just was enough to like get me through. Like they just knew what we were going through. And
I just remember the car ride home, her reaching her hand out in her car seat over to his and just holding his hand on the way home. Just seeing her try to interact with him was something I'll never forget.
Having the accessibility of doctors right here in Medina has been very helpful. You know, as you start to go over to pick him up and he's smiling and starts getting excited, like that just melts your heart, you know, coming from the days of him just laying there to now, you know, seeing him develop like he should as a normal, typically developing child has been just amazing to watch.
Thank you to all the families who continue to grow with us. It's our mission to be there for as many families as possible, wherever possible. We're growing our big backyard. So let's keep the momentum growing. Who's ready?